Welcome everybody. Today I am talking to Brenda, and Brenda specializes in quit smoking and even better, quit vaping. So, Brenda, tell us about you and tell us how you got into the vaping side.
Well, I think it was just the transition from quit smoking, really.
Mhm.
I started off specializing in quit smoking, and obviously that transitions into all sorts of areas of hypnotherapy,
Mhm.
but vaping really came into being about, I think, about 4 years ago in Australia.
Mm.
Even though it's been longer in America and that quite popular.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so I think, yeah, people started to come to me. They say, well, I've come for quit smoking, but it's vaping.
Yeah, yeah,
So, and it's interesting because there are some different challenges with vaping than
yeah.
there are for smokers.
Mhm.
And anyone that's been both will know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, and I think that when you wanted to quit vaping, you need a bit more support afterwards.
Yeah,
Whereas I've found with quit smoking, the one session they're done. People can normally deal with that nicotine that's in the system for 2 or 3 days, right?
Mhm.
And the hypnotherapy combined is enough.
Mhm.
But with vaping, because vapors do it all day long. Most smokers will have 20 smokes a day, so 20
Yeah. So they have
figures
that
a day.
that number.
Yeah. Whereas, which is a packet, right? Some are less, some are more, but on average, 20 times a day. But with vaping, it's beside their bed, or some people under their pillow. So it's the moment they're conscious,
Yeah.
they're having a vape. All day long. You can sneak it at work or sneak
It
it in
seems to
the
be a cultural
toilets.
thing with young people as well.
It's definitely a young person's thing. There's some older people, but yeah, it's definitely the younger generation who have got into this and, you know, misled a lot of them
Yeah,
that it was better than smoking.
yes, yes, this is better than smoking, so it's kind of like a crutch excuse.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
just like cigarettes, I mean, when cigarettes first came out, the doctors were recommending it to people, you know.
Yes. But
Um,
that brings up a good point because they're actually finding that vaping can be just as bad, if not worse, than smoking now with the ramifications. Where once upon a time they were like, we don't really have the studies, so it can't be that bad for you. And now they're finding young people, having full on cancer and stuff like that that should never have been developed just from vaping.
that's right. Popcorn lungs is a
Yes,
popular one.
that's what it's called. Yes.
And some of them dying, unfortunately, Trish.
Yeah. And that would be really
You know?
painful.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a painful death.
yeah, that's right. And that's a lot of vapors come to me because of the pain they feel in their chest.
Mm,
Whereas
mm.
often, like you'll get smokers come because they're coughing or running out of breath or
It's
something.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, or they're sick of the smoker's cough or something. But with vapors, they actually have pain in their chest,
Oof.
you
Oof.
know. So it's not a good thing, and it's not easy for people to come off it cold turkey. I mean, it's the same with cigarettes, but vaping is worse.
Yeah.
It's
And you're there to
harder.
provide the support as well.
That's right. Well, as you know, with hypnotherapy, it's instant.
Mm.
They can stop the habit instantly. It's just that the habit was so prolific in a day and during the night in bed that um, there just tends to be I've found with most people, they need more support.
Yeah.
So that My Vape Escape app, for example, is a recording where people can custom design whether they want 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes, or whatever it is. And they can even custom design whether they're in a forest or the beach or whatever.
Nice.
So it's, yeah, it's very I think the younger generation like that too, you know, that it will be flexible. But the whole point is that there's that mental rehearsal,
Hmm.
something they can go to as a mental rehearsal after they've quit.
Yeah, yeah,
And it seems to be, 5 to 10 days that people need that support.
yeah, fantastic. If you could
Mm,
offer someone a piece of advice that's listening to us now about vaping, what
mm.
advice would you give to them?
Who actually vape, you
Yeah,
mean?
who vape?
Yeah. Well, obviously, my advice would be get some help.
Mhm.
Go to it. Get if you can't do it by yourself. And I know people try, and some people have been successful, just like with cigarettes. But um, if you can't manage to stop and you really want to, then see a hypnotherapist. It's easy, um, painless,
Natural.
natural, highly effective. You walk in a vapor, you walk out a non-vapor.
Love that.
I say walk in, I do face to face, but I do also do online
Yep. So people can
sessions.
can reach you anywhere, whether they're across the globe then.
Yes, and I have had several people quit vaping in the US. So
Yeah, it'd be much
yeah.
harder over there as well because it's more freely available. At least here in Australia, they've put restrictions on it.
Well, that's right. And I remember the last one I had over there, she'd been vaping for 9 years. So it's definitely been longer over in the States than it has here.
Yeah, yeah, and they have different flavors and stuff like that over there. I've got a friend that
Yes.
vapes, and he actually orders stuff from the USA because what we get here is apparently not the same or it's different. So
Yeah.
yeah, so if you need some help, please reach out to Brenda. She's an expert in the field. She can help you with some support app and even articles and advice. So please reach out to Brenda. We will post her website. And yeah, just let's let go of the vaping and live happier and fresher lives, correct?
Absolutely.
So we'll see everybody in the future. Thank you for joining in. Bye bye.
Bye.